The voicemail started with a whisper, "Daddy?" Then sobbing, ragged, dry, exhausted. Steve locked the fridge. "I haven't eaten in 3 days. I told him I'd call you. He said if I did, he'd send me to a shelter. Said you're a loser and I'm just like you." Silence. Then, "Please come get me." I replayed it twice before I stopped breathing. I was 300 miles away. Minneapolis conference, Navy suit, branded lanyard, room full of executives discussing mergers. I stepped out mid-presentation, dialed her mother. She answered like I was a number she meant to block. "She's lying," she said before I could finish. "Steve would never hurt anyone." Then I heard it, his voice in the background. "Tell her loser daddy he can't save his useless daughter." The call dropped. My fingers were already booking the next flight. She was waiting on the porch when I arrived, arms folded, expression carved from ice and pride. "You shouldn't be here." I didn't respond, just walked past her. The house smelled like reheated meat and dollar store perfume. I followed the sound, small sniffles down the hall. My daughter was curled in the corner of her bedroom, lights off, door barely cracked. Knees pulled to her chest like armor. Her eyes met mine, and broke. "Don't cry," I said quietly, kneeling. "I'm here." "I knew you'd come," she whispered. She wasn't lying. The way she clung to me, the visible ribs, the blue marks on her upper arm that she tried to cover with a hoodie sleeve 2 sizes too big. I didn't say a word to the man who appeared in the hallway, shirtless, beer in hand. He smirked like he knew he was protected. "Got no rights here," he said. "She's my house now." But he was wrong. He just didn't know how wrong yet. I didn't yell, didn't threaten. I took my daughter. 1 suitcase, 1 night in a hotel. Then we drove back home. My home. A real bed. Warm meals. Silence she wasn't afraid of. While she slept, I started building. School records, medical forms, visitation reports. Every instance her mother failed to check in. Every time she left our daughter alone with that thing she called a boyfriend. I requested phone logs, texts. Found one from 2 weeks ago. "If she keeps whining, I'll shove her in the basement." Another, "Why do I have to feed her? She's your brat." I printed everything. Timeline, evidence, testimony. Then I filed for emergency custody, quietly, efficiently, without warning. It was no longer about being a father, it was about the truth. And the truth didn't scream, it didn't beg, it waited, and then it buried. She thought it was a routine hearing, wore lipstick, a beige dress she used to seduce judges with fake politeness. She brought him, of course she did. He even wore a suit, didn't fit, like he'd borrowed it from someone who still had a soul. I sat 2 rows behind. My lawyer did all the talking. I just watched. The judge flipped pages, looked up once, twice, and then said, "Mr. Carter, do you know you're not permitted to be within 100 feet of this child?" Steve blinked. "I didn't do anything." The judge held up a photograph. My daughter's bruised arm, a timestamp in the corner, her mother's signature on the ER intake form, 3 days late. "She fell," her mother said, voice high, trembling now. "I didn't see anything," Steve added. The judge didn't respond, just stamped the custody transfer, full, immediate. Her mother stared at me across the room like I'd slit her throat without moving. She wasn't wrong. A week later, I went back, alone, no paperwork, no police, just silence. She opened the door and froze. "You can't be here." I didn't step inside, just held up the small USB, labeled, neatly, insurance. "You think this is over?" she hissed. "It is, for you." I handed her the USB. Child Services gets it if you ever contact her again, or if he's ever in the same room with her. She swallowed, hands trembling. She's my daughter. No, I said. You gave that up the moment you fed your boyfriend more than your child. She didn't cry. That would have taken more feeling than she ever had. I turned, walked down the steps. Behind me, the door never closed. She stood there, watching her control disappear down the street. My daughter still sleeps with the hallway light on. Sometimes she checks the locks twice before bed. She doesn't talk about what happened. I don't ask. She's learning to eat without asking first. She laughs more now. It's soft, still guarded, but it's real. Some nights I sit in my office, USB in the drawer, the unopened bottle of whiskey beside it. I don't touch either. Some men break windows. Others build walls. I built one between her and the world that hurt her. That's all I ever needed. All she ever needed. And when she calls me now, she doesn't cry. She just says, "Hi, Dad," and that's enough. The monster lost. The liar lost. And I didn't need to scream to win.